What's cracking, guys? Bruce Madsen here, your host show of Metro Scout Fantasy Football, and I'm here today to talk about Bryan Edwards and his new team with the Atlanta Falcons, a new situation. Same face, new place, maybe different results, hard to tell, but the trade happened with the Raiders. It was a dirt cheap deal, and now he's with the Falcons. Interesting profile here. He face planted during his first two seasons. He had an outlier profile coming out of college. He had a very high market share rate, super early breakout age at 17 years old, but never hit the 1,000-yard threshold in receiving yards. That kind of stood out because you don't get many wide receivers that don't hit that market share threshold and not 1,000 yards at least in any of their seasons. Then he got hurt and couldn't really try out the combine, couldn't really do this or that. Started his rookie season out slow, so we kind of gave him a mulligan on that rookie year. And then last year, nosedive, face planted on us. But he had his moments, though. He had a few plays where he looked good, where he flashed some of that talent. So it's very interesting to see if he can transition with a new team. The Raiders team with John Gruden, coaching staff, that seems like a little wonky situation at the time. Maybe that was a bad influence for some of these prospects, some of these players who went over. Who knows? But now he's on an ambiguous depth chart with Drake London, Auden Tate, and Kyle Pitts, and then Marcus Mariota slinging the rock around. Going to be interesting times here at Atlanta as we get farther away from this Matt Ryan era. But should we be buying him in Dynasty Fantasy Football? I know I've got some content somewhere. I got a couple probably on this channel of me talking about him. I think I said he was a buy last year, and he was. He was, because the price was dirt cheap, third round, fourth round rookie pick range. And I was drafting him originally in my rookie drafts in 2020 as a third round rookie pick in a bunch of my drafts. And that was the price point I was gathering him up as. And honestly, now that he's face planted, am I thinking about rebuying? Not really. I got enough shares to where I'm all right. But if I'm looking to buy, knowing that I was able to get him for a third round rookie pick right before his peak value, that's when I was really trying to get him. And then since I already had those shares, I wasn't trying to get more than that. And since he wasn't productive the year prior, that third round range seemed just right for me as a buyer. I want to get him for like less than that. Fourth rounder, some random prospect that I'm not really too keen on, something like that, but I don't want to pay up for him. If you had to pay a third rounder and you really like him, if you like him on the Falcons, or if you're a big Bryan Edwards guy, then I guess so. I don't really care about third round picks that much, but I do a little bit because they're capital that gains value over time. I'm very frugal with my third round rookie picks. Fourth rounders, I can sling around a little bit, but I would sling a fourth rounder. If you got fifth rounders in your league, maybe that at Bryan Edwards. I feel like he's a sell, he's a buy. Really depends on what your league you're in. It really depends on your market, your managers in your league. I feel like the price tag's so low that you can do whatever you want. I feel like if you're trying to sell them, or if someone has them on their team and they're willing to dump them, that they're not really going to try to hold you over a barrel. I feel like he's a player that you could get as an ancillary throw-in piece in a much bigger deal. That's probably what I'd be looking for. Like, hey, can you just throw in Bryan Edwards just to add some cushion to this deal, to soften the blow here since I'm giving you this, and that. And more than likely, that's probably going to happen because not many people are too keen on him anyways. The one thing, I was looking at his profile, and it just stuck with me. He's only got 2 seasons in the league. One's 2020, that weird COVID year where he started out hurt, and then last year was really his first full season. There is some optimism here when I'm looking at him with a new team. There might be a chance that he does something, but really when you think about his profile, and on the short term, he doesn't get you much yards after the catch, and he doesn't win with much short area quickness. So I feel like he's got to be buoyed with a large target share. He just got traded here in May, so he's got to gain some ground here. There is some talent. He is very good at the catch points. He's got very strong hands. He has made some big-time highlights here at the NFL level. It looks like he can ball on the NFL game, but he might be a better real football asset than a fantasy football asset, because the odds of him hitting those big plays, hitting those big yards, those chunk plays are going to be few and far between. We have Kyle Pitts there. We have Drake London. 2 hefty first-round picks have been paid for both those players. They're going to be in the offense, being worked hard, running routes and all that. They're going to own a large portion of targets sooner than later. Auden Tate, you shouldn't completely sleep on him because he's got some similar talents to Edwards, but a little different. Bryan Edwards, though, he's going to have to game up soon because the season's going to start here in a few months. He's got to learn a new offense. He's got to build rapport with Mariota. He's got to start gaming up here soon. A lot of these players, though, have to, because this is a wide receiver corps of transplants. Auden Tate, Bryan Edwards, Drake London got drafted. Mariota's new. So we got a lot of new stuff going on. Will this team throw it as much as they did in the past? Is the air yard's going to be there? Is this going to be a rinky-dink, slow volume passing offense, or is it going to be higher powered? It's hard to tell. There's a lot of ambiguity in this situation. We don't know. It's kind of like throw your darts out there and see what happens. Bryan Edwards, though, in Dynasty, just a cheap guy. Just a cheap guy you just pick up. Just a cheap guy you trade for on the market, see what happens. He's someone that you're really not actively buying. He's just a guy like, hey, I'll throw some shekels at that. I'll throw some pennies here and there. Let's see what happens. Let's roll some dice. Let's go. That's just one of those things. It's not like you're actively buying. It's just one of those guys like you're just messing around with rosters, making trades, and you get him as a throw-in, or you just see him and you're like, man, let's see how cheap I can get this guy. Let's just see. And you're just playing around with your league mates. It's kind of like Muay Thai, and you're just playing with each other, kicking each other in the shins. That's just how it is. Bryan Edwards, though, he's just a shin kicker right now. You're just seeing and what you can get from your league mates. You're testing their fortitude on some of their players, see what their market value is. That's all that is with Bryan Edwards right now. And that could lead to something. That could lead to something because this is so ambiguous here with Atlanta that something has to happen. Someone's got to give us some fantasy results. More than likely Kyle Pitts because he's going into year 2, got some athleticism. Maybe Drake London. I mean, he is the talented first-round pick, and he is a rookie. Rookies need time to transition, but also he was drafted to go right now. So he should get some opportunities, a lot of opportunities just to succeed and fail to learn the game. So that's in the cards. Auden Tate, he's got some ball skills. Bryan Edwards, let's see where he fits in. Something could be here, and you're getting him for free. And you should be if you're paying for him with real draft capital. That's on you. I'm not advocating for that. Bryan Edwards, though, if you want him, go get him. Just don't pay for him. If you don't want him, it's all cool. I'm kind of like, it is what it is right now. Let me know what you think about Bryan Edwards right now. Are you buying him? Are you picking him up in startup drafts? What's going on with him? Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Really helps the channel and this video so other people can watch it. But again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you next time.